In the first of a series of interviews profiling entrepreneurs that have benefited from the Yorkshire Graduate Entrepreneurship Project, our reporter, Ross Walker, talks to a University of Huddersfield graduate and fledgling media mogul, Chris Ramsden.
Chris, thanks so much for joining us today. Your company is Zupsa. Let me start by asking you to tell me a little bit about your business idea.
I first had the idea for the TV King during my final year at university. Putting off final year dissertation work, I decided to build something that could showcase my skills but also help people and help me to find legal TV links online.
So what's your background and experience, and how does that relate to the business that you've set up?
Well, my background is in software development and software engineering. I got my first degree from the University of Huddersfield, which was a BSc in software development, and that took 4 years. After that, I did a master's degree, so I got my M.Eng in software engineering. So I've got a strong background in software development and the technical side of the business, which meant that I could develop the product and develop the website without having to have any business knowledge, as it was just a product and a service.
Chris, you've been supported in setting up your business by Yorkshire's Graduate Entrepreneurship Project. How did you first hear about the project?
Well, the Graduate Entrepreneurship Project funds the Business Mind at the University of Huddersfield. I first heard of the Business Mind as one of their representatives came down to the Computing and Engineering department and gave a lecture during the final year about the opportunity of students going into self-employment after they graduated, rather than just getting a software development job or a software engineering job at a big blue chip company as a viable option. After then, I didn't have much contact until I graduated after 5 years. Then I reapproached the Business Mind with the idea of developing the TV King into a viable business. And then they gave me help and assistance and guidance in looking at the business plan, developing a business plan, and seeing if it was a viable option to create a business around the TV King.
So Chris, how has Yorkshire's Graduate Entrepreneurship Project helped you in developing your business idea?
I had no idea how to go about developing a business plan. We'd only been taught about developing software and the technicalities behind that. So the help and assistance they gave in developing a business plan and looking at all the different aspects of setting up a business has been a huge help. They have also allowed me to enter competitions and provide information about competitions such as the Graduate Entrepreneurship Awards, which I was fortunate to get 3rd place last year. Without the assistance of Business Mind, I wouldn't have been aware of those competitions, and the help and guidance they gave in preparation for the competitions was a great help, as I hadn't put together a pitch or a plan of that sort before.
Do you think in business it's important to have a lot of relevant experience in your chosen field, or is it actually more important just to have a passion for what you do and some knowledge about running a business?
For me, it's the most important thing you have when setting up a business is the passion for the business and the interest in that field that you're going into. Everything else can be learned. It's just the speed at which the business develops is dependent on the experience and the expertise in that field. I was fortunate enough that the chosen field I was in, I already had experience and background in the software development, so in the technical side of the business, so that wasn't an issue for me, as opposed to if I'd have just been really interested in TV, I would have needed to get somebody technically capable to be able to develop the website, which would have been either initial cost or required me to take on a partner in at an earlier stage. The key fact about experience is having experience of setting up or creating a business, or having a mentor there who has set up and created a business and who's very hands-on, will allow you to avoid many mistakes that businesses will make, and especially student businesses will make at an early stage, and also will allow you to develop at a quicker rate because of the extra contacts that the experience will bring you.
What's been the most useful support you've had from the Graduate Entrepreneurship Project and from the Business Mind?
The 2 key points for me have been developing the business plan. I'd never written a business plan before, never seen a business plan before, and they were able to guide me through that process to create a business plan, which ultimately led me to winning the Graduate Entrepreneurship Awards, which were based around the business plan and the development of a business plan. And the second point was putting me forward for awards, making me aware of business awards that were out there, and helping me in the planning and preparation for those awards, including developing a pitch that could concisely convey the business in a short time frame.
What's been your biggest achievement to date?
But purely on a business side, I think the biggest achievement has been, well, after incorporating the company, which was a remarkably simple process, and the next stage was signing an international contract with my first client to be able to provide them information through Zupsa, and going through the process of getting the contract together and signing it, and finally having a signed contract in front of you for a 12-month agreement was quite a big achievement.
What's the hardest challenge you've had to overcome?
The hardest challenge that I've overcome so far is getting from a situation where I was unable to pitch correctly for funding or to be able to just pitch the business correctly into a position where I'm now comfortable pitching the business. Might not be finely polished, but it's getting on the road towards it, but being in a position where I can comfortably pitch the business and to be able to stand in front of an audience and give a pitch and give a talk.
What advice would you give to others considering starting out in business?
To give it a shot, first of all, especially students. Students have are in an ideal position where their main and single focus should be on achieving their degree, especially with the increase in tuition fees, will be getting their degree and then getting out and getting some sort of job, whether that's self-employed or working for a company. In the meantime, while studying for their degree, that's the perfect time to throw around ideas, come up with ideas for businesses, and also to test them out.
And finally, Chris, what plans do you have for the future of Zupsa?
Well, the future of Zupsa is to develop Film King and bring that up to the level of TV King. So we've got 2 platforms there where we're providing film lovers and TV lovers with connections to watch their content legally online and to have other things such as reviews and trailers and information like that. But the main key sort of stumbling block over that is securing the funding, and that's my main priority at the minute, is to secure the funding to secure the future of the company.
To find out more about how Yorkshire's Graduate Entrepreneurship Project can help kickstart your business idea, visit graduateentrpreneurship.co.uk.